Shelf clouds are a stunning feature of many spring and summertime thunderstorms that often pack more bark than bite. Other than for their incredible beauty, shelf clouds are usually newsworthy, because they tend to freak people out. Some people describe them as looking like a flying saucer, but these clouds are quite common all across the world, and they are associated with strong thunderstorms. A shelf cloud is a low-hanging, well-defined, wedge-shaped formation that occurs along the leading edge of a gust front in a thunderstorm. Shelf clouds most often form just ahead of intense lines of thunderstorms, as you can see on this radar picture. One of the best examples of this type of cloud is on the screen right now, taken in May 2012. Even though they look ominous and people often mistake them for tornadoes, shelf clouds themselves are harmless. What they indicate, however, is potentially more dangerous. These clouds most often form along intense lines of thunderstorms. These storms, called square lines or bow echoes, tend to produce damaging winds when they hit. The most well-defined and photogenic shelf clouds occur with the most intense type of severe thunderstorm called the echo. How do they form? Before we start, we need to understand what is updraft and downdraft. So, when the atmosphere becomes unstable enough to form the large powerful updrafts and downdrafts, as indicated by the red and blue arrows, a towering thundercloud is built up. At times, the updrafts are strong enough to extend the top of the cloud into the tropopause, the boundary between the troposphere or lowest layer of the atmosphere and the stratosphere. The main circulation of air in a thunderstorm occurs within an updraft and downdraft. Updraft feed warm, moist air into the thunderstorm to provide it with the energy it needs to survive. A downdraft consists of the dense, rain-cooled air that sinks to the surface underneath a thunderstorm. The air from a downdraft pulls up at the surface beneath the storm in what's known as a cold pool. This cold pool can do one of two things. It can either choke off the updraft and kill the storm, or it can start moving out ahead of the storm, tilting the updraft and letting the storm begin to race along the landscape. As the cold pool begins to race away from the thunderstorm, now called an outflow boundary or a gust front, the storm's updraft tilts along the outflow's leading edge, allowing the storm to continue to ingest warm, moist air as it moves along in the direction of its outflow. As the updraft's warm, moist air rises up along the outflow boundary, it cools and condenses into a shelf cloud. On this photo you can see the low-hanging, wedge-shaped clouds on the leading edge of a thunderstorm. They are usually the precursor to heavy rain and strong winds associated with thunderstorms. The boundary where the rising of warm air ahead of the thunderstorms and the sinking cool air behind the storms meet is where condensation happens. These clouds are sometimes confused with wall clouds that often appear with rotating thunderstorms. A wall cloud is small in size compared to a shelf cloud. After this presentation, I prepared 6 questions for you. Right answers you will find after this quiz. Good luck! you guess them? I hope so. Now you will see the best photos of this cloud I have found. Have fun!